Hi students, I am Shaktivel, Assistant Professor at the University School of Law and Legal Studies, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, New Delhi. I hope you have learned many of the modules on environmental law and many topics on the environmental law. Today we are moving towards an globally concerned one of the important area which is known as ozone, and this ozone is considered as one of the very important and essential component for a human life, and this topic titled as ozone depletion. This ozone depletion is a global concern. It is not a concern of India, or it is not a concern of one continent. It is the concern of the entire world. For the human being's survival, the ozone is playing a vital role in this particular context. Let's move into the topic, then understand what are the issues and challenges which we are facing at present with respect to ozone. Yes students, the ozone, it is identified as O3 in the scientific manner. O3 is, it's nothing but it's a molecule which consists of 3 oxygen atoms, and this molecule is considered as ozone, O3. It is a colorless gaseous substance. It is a natural substance which is found in the stratosphere of the atmosphere of this particular earth, and where it is located, the ozone is located somewhere in between 15 km to 35 km at the atmosphere, that too at the stratosphere of this earth. This part of this particular stratosphere is called as ozone layer. Ozone layer is considered as an inevitable component for a human being survival in the earth, as I stated earlier. Living organisms of the earth are being protected from the most harmful ultraviolet radiation because of this ozone layer, which is found in between the 15 km to 35 km at the stratosphere. Ozone layer absorbs and acts as a natural filter of ultraviolet radiation, because this ultraviolet radiation is having a two components. One component is good for human being, and the other one is it's a completely dangerous one for the human being. So what happens naturally, the ozone layer which is present in the atmosphere, that too at the stratosphere, is acting as a natural filter which completely eliminates the bad part of the ultraviolet being reached the Mother Earth. Because of this particular ozone layer which is found in the atmosphere, completely eliminates the bad ultraviolet being reached the Earth. However, if the same ozone is present at the surface of the Earth, which is considered as potentially harmful substance for the human being, because which may be responsible for many of the diseases which may affect the human being in the day-to-day life. Generally, the ozone can be classified into two based on the place in which the ozone is found. One is good ozone and the second one is bad ozone. The good ozone is always found, as I stated in the at the beginning, it is always found in the stratosphere of the atmosphere, which is found between 15 km to 35 km of the atmosphere. But whereas in the bad ozone is concerned, which is found in the surface of the earth. So what are the reasons and the sources for the good ozone and the bad ozone? The bad ozone is found at the surface of the Mother Earth. It is because of the vehicular pollution and other types of pollution which is coming out of all the industrial activities and other activities, and creates the ozone artificially. Whereas the good ozone is concerned, it is naturally present at the stratosphere and it is created by the nature itself. But the bad ozone is being created by the human beings. We are responsible for the bad ozone and the nature is responsible for the good ozone. Ozone layer depletion. The ozone layer depletion started somewhere way back in the 19th century, but because of the lack of science and technological development, none of the people have visualized this problem. Nobody had visualized this ozone layer depletion would be a problem. First in the world, in 1839, the very presence of the ozone was discovered. Then after a few years, at 1850, it was found as a natural atmospheric component. Then after roughly 50 years later, in 1913, it was confirmed that the ozone is present in the stratosphere of the atmosphere, and it naturally absorbs the ultraviolet radiation, which is harmful for a human being. In 1920, the Oxford University scientists were advocating that the ozone concentration is gradually getting reduced, which may be a dangerous indication for the various health related problems in the Mother Earth. Then in 1960s, a group of scientists advocated that the effect of the ozone depletion would create a huge problem for the human being. A thinning of ozone layer was also found, and it was advocated in the year 1970. What are the substances, the chemical components which causes problem for the ozone depletion? One is chlorofluorocarbons, which is in short identified as CFCs. We are using refrigerator in our day-to-day life, or we are using air conditions, and those are the responsible for that. Nowadays what has happened, the CFC has been replaced with the less harmful substances, which may still, those components are responsible for the ozone depletion, but those are identified as less harmful substances when compared with chlorofluorocarbons. Then in addition to CFC, halones, other fully halogenated CFCs, and carbon tetrachloride and methyl chloroform, as well as the bromide components, these are the chemical substances which are responsible for the ozone depletion. Recently, methyl bromide is being identified as one of the very harmful substance, and which contributes a lot for the ozone depletion. Students, so far we have covered the very basic things about ozone. Now we are moving into the impact of ozone depletion on various living as well as non-living things. The impact of ozone depletion can be divided into 4 types of categories, which I have done it. An impact of ozone depletion on human being can be the one, an impact of ozone depletion on environment and agriculture can be the other one, then impact of ozone depletion can be the marine ecosystem can be the third one, then impact of ozone depletion on non-living substance can be the fourth category. The first one, impact of ozone depletion on human being, because we are much concerned about ourselves. Let us look into the problems which may arise because of the ozone depletion, or which have been already affecting the human being for let us say since 1960s onwards, because as far as the industrialization has concentrated in the world, which ultimately caused problem for the ozone depletion. Yes, the increased depletion of ozone has resulted in much health problems for the human being. Even it has caused skin cancers at many jurisdictions. It lead to eye related problems also. It has been reported by the World Health Organization that many people, especially in the South American and the American region, have been affected with cataract. It is a kind of one eye related problem. It weakens the immune system of the body, an important factor for the age related problem as well. So, and by 1980s, it was estimated by the World Health Organization 1% of the ozone depletion in the long run will be an increase of 1 lakh blind people due to cataracts around the world. Substantial increase in the ozone depletion will cause communicable diseases such as herpes and malaria as well. So, students, so far we have understood the impact of ozone depletion on the human being. In short, we can summarize as follows. It causes skin related problem to the extent of cancer as well, and it affects the eye, and the cataract will be the other one, and it affects the human body, immune power of the human body, our immune system will be affected. Then it causes a problem to the human beings by way of or by spreading the communicable diseases as well. Impact of ozone depletion on agriculture. Impact of ozone depletion on agriculture is enormous because we are in need of food. So, without which a human being cannot survive. Ozone depletion has directly affected the food production of the Mother Earth. What is happening at present because of the ozone depletion, which changes the pattern of agriculture and which is causing some problem in the yield or the quantity of the agriculture produces as well. Especially the yield and growth of some crops like barley, oats, rice, etc. have been reduced considerably at the globe. Even the dependence of the agriculture like cattle have been affected because of the ozone depletion and due to heavy and high ultraviolet radiation. Number of species, other living creatures, even at the embryonic stage itself is getting affected because of the ozone depletion, and forestry is also not an exception to this complex issues. What is happening at present with respect to agriculture can be summarized as follows. The ozone depletion causes many problems to the agriculture and the environment. What type of problem ozone depletion is causing to the agriculture? The ozone depletion causes, number one, reduces the agriculture yield. The second one, and alters the very texture and the quality of the agriculture produces. Then it affects the cattle and the other dependents of the agriculture, and even the forestry is also getting affected because of the ozone depletion.